Nothing heard. CQ, 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 CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, CQ 40, CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, CQ, CQ, CQ 40 meters, CQ 40, CQ, CQ, CQ 40 meters, CQ, CQ, CQ 40, CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, CQ, CQ. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ, CQ 40 meters, CQ 40, CQ, CQ. Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, standing by for a call.
Kilowatt Charlie 9, Oscar,
Kilo Charlie 9, Oscar, Oscar, is that correct?
It is, KC 900.
Okay, 5 minutes. Thanks for coming back to the CQ. Just got out here, first one this evening. Nice to hear you. The name here is Randy, and the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Fine business, Randy. Name is John, Juliet Oscar November, located about 20 miles west of Chicago in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Okay, 5 minutes on Elmhurst. Well, nice to hear you this evening. We're decided to come out and play radio. This is what we call 40 meter Fridays. We come out here on 40 meters. We run a YouTube channel off and on. We've got the live stream up. We're going to see if we can make some contact this evening and have a little fun, see who's out there and about. Nice signal, by the way. Good solid 5 and 9. And nice to see that we're at least make one contact tonight. So I guess it's going to be a bonus from here on out there, Roger.
Oh, you're doing fantastic. Excellent. Very strong signal. Beautiful broadcast quality audio, man. You're doing a fine job. Yeah, I just put the shack back together and tearing it apart today. Moving a few things around, and got everything working but the power line to the SWR meter, so it's something to do.
Hey, you know, anytime we get on the air, and of course, I don't think we're ever done doing any tweaking. I know I'm not here at my shack. Congratulations. Yeah, fine business, really good there as well. Of course, there's not a huge distance between us, but you know, on 40 meters, you just never know what you're going to get. Hey, Todd. Hey, Paul. Nice to see you guys. We got the extra microphone going here as well, so we can talk to you guys on the live chat and on the air. We'll see how this goes here with John. Hey, John, you still in there? Or did we lose you here all of a sudden? Try it again. I don't know, guys. Where did he go? Well, John, I hope you didn't have an issue there on your end, radio-wise. Feel free to come back in there again. We'll see if we can maybe make a couple of more contacts. But gosh, I hope nothing happened there too crazy, so to speak. Maybe a little connection here or there. Didn't see a contact in the log, John. Hope you were able to copy this. So thanks for that. Hopefully we can get you back in there in a few, no doubt. So you take care, 7-3s, Kilo Charlie 9, Oscar, Oscar. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. QRZ, do we have any other stations? Come with your call, please.
0066, India, Quebec with 73. Thanks for the chat, KC 900.
Okay, my apologies there, John. I hope everything was okay. Sorry for the abruption there, so please feel free to come back anytime, my friend. Sorry about that. We'll clear. I'm sorry, the other station did come in there. I got Quebec something at the very end. I apologize, sir, but if you'd give me a call again.
Kilo Delta 6, India, Quebec Whiskey.
Okay, I think I got that. Kilo Delta 6, India, Quebec Whiskey. Gosh, I don't think I've ever heard that call before. It must be a first time. Let me look in the log. Oh my gosh, first time caller. Hey, how you doing tonight?
Funny man, Randy, funny man.
Hey, Mark. Hey, brother, how you doing? What's happening in Thornton tonight?
Well, not a whole lot. We're starting to warm up a little bit out of the negatives and that real nasty cold we had there for 3 days. Might be being up to 60 by the end of the week. But other than that, I haven't been doing a whole lot. Other being on the radio, because it's like warmer next to the amp. But it's pretty good here in Colorado.
Yeah, you sound good tonight. We're doing a little addition. We've kind of moved a few things around. We've gotten some comments from people who are like, hey, how come you're not looking at the camera?
Well, it's generally on one of the different screens, so we're doing something tonight. We've got the main screen and the camera right on the same page, so we're kind of looking in that direction. So it's throwing me off, and then we're getting comments, hey, your audio is noisy. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Hopefully it'll get itself cleared up. I hear you quite fine, Mark. Hope you had a good week. It's amazing how quickly it changed. I thought it was just Monday, and here we are at the end of the week. So nice to hear you, man. Yeah, terrific signal. I can't think when it's been last. It's been our fault. We haven't been out here too often, but it looks like it can't be since December, has it?
Yeah, it's been a while. Last few times that I've been around, you've been on 20, and we're just too close to each other for 20. Our signals just skip right over the top of each other. So things have changed a lot here radio-wise. We're now running the FTDX10, and we got a couple of amplifiers that we worked on during Christmas with my dad here, and got them both running. We got the L4B, which we're on now, and we also have my grandfather's SB200, which we've used quite a bit as well. So we've had some radio changes here. So I'm sending about 600 watts your direction for the first time.
Well, you're 10 over. You're 10 over. So how you liking the FTDX10 here so far?
Well, so far I've been in love with it. We ran into a little bit of a problem that I haven't seen yet tonight, where after transmit I'd get this kind of light blue curtain go across the waterfall, and you'd have to reset the radio for that to go away. You can turn off the antenna, do all kinds of things, and Yaesu scratching their head. And I switched over to VFO-B today, so I had some nets to run. And so far I haven't had any problems. So I'm probably going to have to play with it a little bit and see if it's something specific to VFO-A or what's going on there.
No, I get it across mine sometimes, and it just wipes out all the audio. I think it's atmospherics. At least that's what I've noticed here on mine. It doesn't happen too often. I think I had it happen once today. That was about it. But there is, there seems to be maybe the sensitivity sometimes on the receiver?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It happened right after transmit, and then sometimes would go away the next time I transmit. It didn't wipe out the receive signal, nor did my noise floor go up, but I could...
Okay, Todd, you let me know how this sounds. This is the local microphone only, without the radio. Let me know what you guys think about the audio here, just for you guys on YouTube.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The more you use the radio, the more easier it gets, and the settings and so forth. And again, it sounds like you've already reached out to Yaesu. If it's something continual that you're getting and it's just throwing everything off, they are pretty good about reaching out and getting things taken care of. We sent this radio in once. I don't know. I think you and I had that discussion. It was about this time a year ago. It was gone for 5 weeks. But I have to give them credit. They've been really to the forefront and really addressed any of the needs that I had. But gosh, I hope you have no more issues with the radio. I think it's really hard to find a better receiver. And once you get the audio dialed in, boy, I tell you, they really do talk quite well.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm kind of curious what my audio sounds like when we go there, because I have just some of the basic functions on. I did a full reset yesterday and didn't go back into the parallel EQ piece of it and turn that back on with the processor. So we're just kind of on the basics right now, and so far I haven't had any real complaints. And I have to say, all the other features on this radio I absolutely love. The front end of this thing and the receiver are light years ahead of the 7300 for sure.
Well, they're just a little bit different technology, of course. So yeah, they both radios have their place. I wouldn't disregard either one. There's a price point for both of them, of course, you got to work with. But are you currently running the EQ on or EQ off?
EQ is on currently, and I agree, 7300 has its place. I'm just such in a noisy area here. Got so much QRM that we're battling that just a lot easier dealing with it on the Yaesu versus the 7300. And we're going to keep the 7300 for when we go camping.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, certainly. The only thing I can say You know, if you were going to start to, I like to say, kind of massage the EQs. You can add a little bit. If you've got EQ on, you want to go to, you know, parasitic P, which is the second set of the 3 EQ settings, to kind of bring in some of those highs. The lows are there. I can hear a little bit of mids to bring the highs. I got to remember. I tell you what, if you get time, I'd happy to send you the settings that I started with. Maybe it'll give you kind of a baseline. If you'd like them, I'd be happy to. Send me an email. Mark, you know, I'm good in QRZ. If you'd like them, I'm trying to force them on you or anything, but if it might help you as a starting point, you know, you could use these and kind of work off of that, of course, but I'd be happy to send them to you there, Roger.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, and the more knowledge I have, the better we go. I had some pretty good settings before, but after this noise curtain and some other things, I had turned it off, and I'm running the Heil headset here, the Elite 6 version, and it seems to be working pretty dang good, and I had them working when the kid was up on the school club roundup last week. And he sounded really, really good. I happened to actually be out in California. I had to listen to him from out there to see how he was doing. So I'll probably get back to it. I just, you know, I had so many little things here that I was trying to look at and chase. I kind of took out some of the other parameters so I didn't have to worry about it.
No, I totally get it. Totally understand. Yeah, I would certainly think all the contacts we've had, this is really the first time that I've seen you almost 20 over. So I guess amplifiers do have their place. Definitely working well. Again, the audio is clear, but if you're looking for kind of a full fidelity kind of a sound, there's a couple of tweaks I think you could make to kind of get there. I've got the same headset, and I was actually doing some additional adjustments with it this afternoon. Of course, you know, I've got 2 of these. I use the other radio for that headset itself. And then I use, of course, this microphone and this radio setup. I don't want to interchange or anything, but I know what the struggles can be with the headset. So, and they're automatically pretty low out of the box. But anyway, hey, listen, real quick. The question of the night. The title is: do you have a remote setup, or do you kind of plan on doing a remote setup there? Go ahead.
Well, it kind of depends. I guess you talk about remote setup like when going camping.
Well, you know, you're running off your QTH and being able to take the system someplace else, running through a laptop computer or what have you. That's kind of the topic. Here lately, at least the people we've been having conversations with, it seems to be kind of coming to the forefront. It looks like more and more people are running remote stations. Again, my friend Armando, hopefully he'll be out here a little later. Station is in New York. He has a place in Florida, and he'll take his laptop and his computer headphone, or headset, I should say, and he'll work just like he is sitting at home. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight, to kind of get some ideas from people who are running remote. Todd, I see Todd said he's got remote stations, and so that's kind of our question tonight, Mark, just to get an idea of if people have a station, if they're looking at doing one, and so forth.
Yeah, I can say we haven't really looked at doing one. We have used one at times since our noise issues were so extreme here. You know, we keep changing antennas, trying to lower it down. My next goal is probably going to be running a Skyloop antenna to see if it can reduce the noise interference even better. But I can say honestly that we have not thought about putting up on a remote yet.
Yeah, okay, fine business. I don't know if you've got the channel pulled up or not, but just FYI, Todd, November 3, Papa Kilo Juliet also suggested Heil's website has some settings for that headset as well with the radio, so you might look at that as well. See, again, that's the whole idea of this whole thing is to get some input from multiple people. Maybe it'll kind of help you get in that right direction if you need to, and so forth. Because again, you and I have talked enough so we kind of know what each other sounds like. Again, I'm not saying it's bad, but I know what you were sounding like before, and it's just missing a little bit of the top end. But again, that's pretty nice, and for people to reach out and do that. And again, that's what I like about amateur radio. We all try to kind of help each other in one capacity or the other, and kind of paying it forward. That's a great thing about the hobby.
Yeah, roger that. That's one of the beautiful things about the hobby, in fact. So, yeah, I was going to get back to it there. Probably don't have time to get to it tonight, but I'll will work on it again. Like I said, I did a complete restart and kind of went from the beginning to make sure I didn't have a setting that was messing things up. And I'll get it back on there, and the next time we'll see what we do. I'll probably email you for your settings. And I do have one set from Yaesu, but they were still a little bit low in my opinion. So I'll be curious to see if I went high enough and where you were.
No, yeah, again, be happy to. And, everybody's voice is different, of course, but if there's a little settings that maybe kind of, narrow it down to you so you're not making... Here's one thing about the radio. Small adjustments have big results, so you don't have to, go these big giant swings to be able to notice any differences and so forth. So, again, I'm more than happy to send those to you if it helps you somewhat. Hey, great, we've talked enough before. I'd be more than happy to try to help you if I can, of course. And if this helps you, hey, great, be happy to do it. But, just maybe simplify some things for you, because I know in the beginning when I got the rig, I'm like, where am I going to start with this crazy thing? And I had a good friend of mine just on the other side of Louisville, Kentucky, send me his settings for his 101, and that's what was a starting point for me. And then we made a few changes off of that, and it's kind of the point where we're at right now. So hopefully that works out for you as well. But, gosh, nice to hear you. Terrific signal, by far the strongest I've ever heard you. And it is clear here on my end, so we've got a really, really good copy on you. And I'm glad you chimed in there so soon there, Roger.
Yeah, well, I was actually upstairs and I saw the little ping come through saying you're on the air. So it was great timing. But right now I got to go cook up dinner for the family. So I wish you all the best, Randy, and 73s, and we'll talk to you later, and I'll be clear on your final. Kilo Delta 6, India, Quebec Whiskey.
Mark, always a pleasure, my friend. Nice to hear you again. And just keep in mind, we're one day closer to spring. So it's coming, my friend. It's coming. Hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for checking in with us on 40-meter Fridays. And I know we'll have many more conversations yet this year. So we'll say 7-3s. Kilo Delta 6, India, Quebec Whiskey. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Mark. You take care of 7-3s.
73, Randy. Good night.
All right, take care. QRZ, do we have any other stations, please? Come with your call.
Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo, Mike Sierra.
Sounds like David is out in the weeds again. What is going on a Friday night?
I was just sitting here, and I saw you come. I'll get straightened out here. I saw him coming up on. He was going live, so I came back and got on.
Well, I'm glad you did. 10 over tonight. Good signal as always. And we've got a little bit of bacon frying on the band, but that's not something we're unaccustomed to on 40 meters. But, hey, we'll work through it, see if we can make a few contacts tonight and see how things go. Want to get my question in real quick, David, before I forget. Do you have a remote set up, or do you have any desire in the future to set up a remote station for you?
At this point, I haven't really thought about it. I've seen it. And right now, it's a little above my pay grade, the way I am with computers and all that. And you're a solid 10 over here.
Well, I doubt about the over the pay grade, considering the project you just completed. That would be over mine. So, kind of doubt that. Well, I was telling the operators earlier, that's kind of what we've been running into here lately. A lot of stations that have talked about it. We actually talked to one earlier on 20 meters out of North Carolina, and he said he was on his back patio with a wireless headset talking to me, and I would have thought he was sitting in front of the radio. That's kind of a cool deal, really. You can take the show on the road and leave the equipment at home, but that's something we wanted to try to find out tonight. What people, if they have something, if they don't, if there's something they're looking at. For those who do, how do they get it set up? How do they get things working and that kind of stuff? And that way, we're able to share some information.
Roger that. I've heard guys talk like that. You said on the back porch, down to a different section of the house. I thought about it with my bench down the basement, the rigs out in the den, but I haven't looked into it as of yet.
Well, we'll let it go for you this time. Don't worry. You probably need to recover from your project you've had anyway, but it's certainly something that we're looking at. It certainly has some appeal to it, being able to run run a remote station like that, and we're going to give it some thought. Do like we did before when we put this station together, is ask a lot of questions, especially the people who are doing it, some of the pros and cons, and we'll see where we go from there. But nice to hear this evening, David. We're going to be a little bit short on the air tonight. We've got limited amount of time, and we'll see if we can make some contacts. But always nice to hear you in there. Good to see that you're on the air tonight. We appreciate you giving us a call as always. We've had a good opportunity to talk with you quite a bit in the last 6 or 7 months, maybe even longer than that, and kind of follow your journey on your project. So that we always do appreciate, and thank you for sharing that information. But hopefully we'll get a chance to connect again next week. You know, we don't generally operate over the weekends, but we'll certainly look at getting back here on Friday. So we do appreciate it. Once again, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and have a great weekend coming up. And let's see if we can reconnect next week. So we'll say 7-3 for now, David. Thank you once again, and you and yours be safe and be well. Kilo Echo 8 Romeo Bravo Yankee. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, David. You have a good evening.
You're welcome, Randy. You have a good evening, good weekend, and hopefully catch you next Friday for one night next week. And with that, I'll say 73 Kilo Zero RWB Kilo Echo 8 Romeo Bravo Yankee for clear.
All right, David. You take care, my friend. 7-3s. Now, QRZ, do we have any other stations, please? Come with your call.
November Foxtrot 1 Juliet.
The November Foxtrot again, please.
November Foxtrot 1 Juliet.
Okay, nice signal, by the way. November Foxtrot 1 Juliet. Grant, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good this evening. Just made it down to the shack.
Well, you know, that's the thing about going across the country. Hour ahead, same time, hour behind. You never know when to start, so you pick a time and you hope for the best. So, yeah, good evening. Nice to hear you out of Virginia. The name here is Randy, and the QTH. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Randy, let me get your call one more time.
Yeah, you bet. The call here is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, K0 Red, White, and Blue.
Okay, yeah. Got it now, Randy. Hold on one second, please.
Not a problem at all. Happy to do it.
I'm on an old rig here. Looks like I'm going to have to tune 1 second, if that's okay.
Well, young or old, it doesn't matter. Equipment's equipment, no matter how it is. I certainly understand. Well, I'm hoping things are going good over there. We don't want to hear about any fires this evening.
Okay, I'm back. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's okay. Not a problem at all. So what's the equipment there? Is that sounds like a 756 Pro?
It's an old Yaesu 90 NFT 902 DM with an old Turner Super Tuner mic matched to it. Randy?
Well, I'll tell you what, and I've said this many times before. You know what? The equipment has no idea how old it is. It's designed to transmit and receive. You know, some do little things a little bit different than others, but that's really the general idea. So, hey, congrats. Doesn't matter. On the air, good signal here into my receive, good solid 5 and 9. The logger's showing us about 640 miles as a straight line, so not terrible here on 40 meters there, Roger.
Roger that. You're S9 Plus. I got an old temporary dipole stuck up right now, Randy. I moved QTHs just a little 3 or 4 months ago, and I've got stuff in boxes, and just the first 3 or 4 days I've got stuff out and got to get on there a little bit.
Well, that's good. Again, you know, it's a solid signal, so it's definitely working well for you. Of course, can be kind of, you know, see where the lobes are at, so to speak, the way your orientation is, but at least here into the Kansas City area, it's doing okay. And so I wouldn't complain at all. Just so you know, I don't think we've had a contact before, Grant. I'm looking in my logger. I don't see anything here. So thank you so much for the first contact. Just to let you know that we are doing a live stream on YouTube. So our QSO is live, of course, and it's also being recorded. If you're interested in listening to our QSO to see how you actually sound on the air, you can go to my channel one of two ways. You can look me up in QRZ. I've got a link. Or you can go right to YouTube, go to the search bar, and put in my call, K0RWB, look for the video with today's date on it. And you can give yourself a look and a listen. We've got our radio display up on the channel so you can actually see what your own signal report is. We've got our oscilloscope up. You can look at your audio and see your wave pattern there on your highs and lows and mids and what have you, and just have some fun with it there, Roger.
Hey, Randy, yeah, that's really nice. I'll definitely go and do that. That sounds really good. By the way, what type of equipment and antenna are you running this evening, Randy?
Oh my gosh, you better sit back. It's really something powerful. We're running a 40-meter dipole, about 38 foot off the side of the tower. It's in a very unusual configuration. One leg is pointed toward Washington State, and the other one toward New Mexico. And the apex is 38 foot. So I don't know why it works like it does, but it seems to. So I'm not going to mess with it. We're running a Yaesu FTDX10 currently. We've got that matched with a Heil PR 781 microphone. A little bit of EQ mixed in the rig, of course. And we're running about 400 watts a night on an old Ten-Tech Hercules 2 amplifier. So nothing really too special, but it seems to do okay for us there, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds really good, Randy. I actually was looking at a lot between the 7300 buying one new.
Hello, Roberto. Nice to hear you. We've got the extra microphone up tonight. And W4 Hotel Kilo Juliet. Nice to hear you guys as well. And I know Steve's out there going to get people up on the chat here real quick.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, so totally understand. We've been very fortunate with the location, maybe the altitude of the antenna, the orientation. We seem to do pretty well. We've also got a 40-meter dipole that we have available to us. And then on the upper band, 6 through 20, we run a hex beam at 45 feet. And so we, again, not real special. It works real well. We've been really tickled with this old amplifier. It's probably pushing close to 30 years, Grant. And it's one of the very few 12-volters, so we'll have it on the power supply, but I could actually take it with me, take a couple of Marine deep cycle batteries, put them in series, and I could run 500 watts most of the day, but it works here really easy in the shack, and don't push it too hard, but we're having a lot of fun, and you know, sometimes on 40 meters you can always use a little help there, Roger.
I copy that, Randy, NF1J. I actually have an old Swan Mark II, and it uses a pair of 4400s. They're a zero bias in that amplifier, but I've just not got it hooked up yet or anything like that. And I was just wanting to let this old rig warm up. I hadn't run anything in a while. I'd run my other rig's the 756 Pro. I run it a couple nights ago for a little bit, and I wanted to let this one warm up. You know, I went through this thing a while back and recapped.
Well, thank you, Roberto. I appreciate that. Hopefully the sound on the live stream sounds good. Well, you know, it's funny you say that. Yeah, as the equipment warms up, it does seem to sound, and the audio tends to get a little richer. I will say this, guys, you've been solid 10 over. So whatever you're doing, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, I know you say you just kind of got things set up, but certainly some good propagation between us. I mean, it's been dead set right at 10 over. So very surprised, but hey, congrats. It's really doing a good job for you this night.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Randy. It's a fan dipole. I cut it for 80 meters, 40 meters. I'm sorry, 40 meters, and 20 meters, and 10 meters on this particular one I got up right now. And I stuck it up, and I haven't even put the analyzer on it and tried to. I've just been using this tuner. That's what was giving me a problem earlier why I had to tune. That tuner was getting a little wild on me. But anyway, yeah, just the regular made the dipole stick up. I got my hex beam as well. But back here in this new QTH, I'm going to have to cut some trees down, just 2 or 3, some small ones, but just enough to, I don't want nothing falling down on it or whatever like that. Hex beam, I really like the hex beam. It's been a good performing antenna to me. And in my other location, I did not quite a delta loop. It was I had it run in the side of the mountain, just up in the trees, so it wasn't completely horizontal, horizontally polarized, but it was just kind of a couple of trees down the mountain. But anyway, I've got some trees around this property, so I'm going to run a loop as well. Back to you.
No, that's great. Yeah, I think it's I think it's a terrific antenna. Of course, there's a lot of them out there, and there's different price points with them as well. So, to each their own. This is I've had this now 10 years, and it's served me quite well. So it's definitely something that I have a hard time getting rid of. So we do try to have a different question or a different topic when we do our live stream, and it may not apply to you right now because of the new setup at the QTH, but we're going to ask you anyway because it could be maybe not for now, but in the future. I would venture to guess you probably don't have a remote setup station right now, but is something you may be looking at in the future there? Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely, always. Something like that, it's good to be able to log in like that remote and control equipment like that. Again, another reason why I was looking at some different newer equipment. So if you're going to do something on that, I try to tune into that on YouTube as well. Back to you, Randy.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, and the reason I kind of wanted to start with this tonight is I did talk with an operator down in North Carolina earlier on 20 meters, and he was on his back deck with a wireless headset talking to me using his remote setup, and if he hadn't have told me, I would have never have guessed. And I do have some other friends as well I talk to on a continual basis that have remote setups, and it's really kind of gotten me thinking about maybe doing that myself. I mean, it certainly has some appeal to it. Another thing I've noticed is, certain parts of the country, antenna restrictions, HOAs, those kind of things can really limit operators. And, to have a friend who's got some acreage or someplace out in the country that's not close to the city and allows you to set up something like that where you can sit back into the city and run it remote, I think it would have a great amount of appeal, too. So I can just kind of see this kind of gravitating more and more interest and maybe more and more people running remote there, Roger?
Yeah, copy that. That's always good to do. I used to have a couple of Flexes, 5,000, 3,000. Those are quite easy to set up for remote use. In regards to that loop I set up, I never bought one. I just built it. I forget the math I done. It was a full, it was a 160-meter loop. I forget it was 540-some. I forget the math. And I did configure that with I done a matching stub with some 75 ohms and a little math, and it worked, but you're getting a little more loss than I like with my field experience meter that I was measuring. So I went back to the ladder line and fed it from the ladder line into the MFJ 4-to-1 balun, and it worked super well that way. I really like that. Back to you, Randy.
Oh, that's great. Now, there again, we are definitely a creative bunch. We always seem to find a way to either improve upon the build of the antenna or what have you, or to build it ourselves and what have you. So that's another thing I do like about the hobby. So, and listen, we do have a limited amount of time tonight. We'll see if we can make a couple more calls, Grant. But again, I really appreciate you giving us a call. Thank you so much. Nice to have a chance to chat with you first time. I don't like to say work. We're not working. We're just having a conversation. That's the way I always approach it. So it was very nice to have a chat with you this evening. I hope you'll come back anytime you hear us out there. And if you have a chance, check out the channel. And like I said, listen to our QSO. I would probably, we've had a couple before you. You might want to try to maybe fast forward to maybe 20 minutes in or what have you, or you can listen to the whole thing, of course. But, yeah, give a look and a listen, whether they say like, tag, share, follow, whatever that kind of stuff. It certainly helps our analytics and kind of go from there. But we'd like to have you back anytime you've got the time to give us a call. We'd like to kind of pick it up where we left off. But hope you get things settled away. Be really interested to have a chance to chat with you again when you get the hex beam up. You're doing really good tonight. I can imagine what you're going to do with the hex beam. So anyway, you and yours have a great Friday evening. I do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call. I'm glad we got a chance to have a chat, and I look forward to the next time there. So we'll say 7-3 for now. And like I said, if you hear us again, by all means, give us a call. November Foxtrot 1 Juliet. This is a Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Grant. You have a good evening.
The pleasure's been all mine. I enjoy talking to fellow hams. You have a good rest of your show, and I'll definitely get this on QRZ.
Delta Bravo.
Okay, the Delta Bravo station, please.
QSL, Randy. The name here is Bob Baker, Obo Baker, November 9 Delta Bravo in Wisconsin. And you're sounding great. Just happen to be tuning up and down the band, even though there's a little bit of QSB. But you had me at Hex Beam and a Hercules 2. And I just picked up the amplifier, and we're driving it with a 7300, about 40 watts in, and into an inverted V at about 30 feet. So we're twin sons of different mothers. I run a hex beam on the other bands of the Leo's KIOs, and been fortunate to have that antenna for quite a while. Back to you, Randy.
Oh, no.
RWB N9DB.
Okay. Hey, no problem at all. Yeah, it sounds like it. That's quite interesting. Did you also get the power supply with it as well, or are you using an aftermarket supply?
No, I got a 100 amp, 14 volt supply at my feet right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the power supply that actually came with it had its issues, and they're also very hard to find, and they're also extremely heavy. We've had this one here for about 8 years now. This came out of Phoenix, out of HRO. It was on consignment, and it came with a Meritron 75 amper that unfortunately gave its life last summer. So we've upgraded to a different power supply. We switch back and forth, Bob. We've got this amplifier here. We've also got an ACOM 1000 tube amp that's sitting here in the shack as well. A little bit easier tonight, so we just flipped it over and let her go. We're only doing about 400 here. We've got it dialed down a little bit, but it seems to work. It doesn't really alter your signal, your audio. For as old as they are, this is probably pushing 30 years. You just have a hard time giving it up. And, one day it's not going to work. It'll just make a great doorstop.
Yeah, QSL net. I do service work, and when it's your own gear, it's a different story. I have an Alpha 76A, but that's more of a space heater for this small room that my radio equipment is in. It'd be great. It's great in the winter, but summertime probably not the answer for me. I don't need a space heater, and don't need the power right now. So this Hercules has worked out just fine. I did rebuild the power supply and worked on the amplifier side of it, so I'm comfortable that it's not going to blow up real good, as they say. Back to you, Randy. RWB and 9DB.
Oh, sure. No, yeah, I certainly understand that. And it wasn't long after I had it, I made a phone call to 10 Tech, told them what I had, and you could hear a few giggles in the background, which is okay. And I did, ask the old question, are the pills available? And they, in a very stern voice, no, they are not. And I said, okay, I'm not surprised. And again, we don't run it at limit. But we do take it portable. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but we've got we have an RV that has a back, kind of like a bunk room, so to speak. We set up a table back there. We can plug in, or we can actually take it on the road. We run 2 marine deep cycle batteries, and we can run 4 or 5 hours at full power. The size of the case is not really small, but we find a way to do it, and just have a hard time ever letting it go. So we're going to run it until the LEDs stop flashing, if you know what I mean there, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to let you go. Got some deep fades here. I'll let you be able to work some other stations while you're broadcasting on the air and YouTube. Pleasure to meet you, and hope to put you in the log again, and keep up the good work promoting the hobby. K0RWB from N9DB.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Bob. And again, thank you so much. I don't see a contact on my log, so thank you for the first one here on 40 meters. We do try to get out here on a regular basis. Generally, in the evenings, if we're on the air, we also have the channel up, the YouTube channel. Again, as I tell most people, if you're not familiar with it, give a look and a listen, get a chance to hear our QSO, see what you actually sound on the air. Nice in my receive. And we've got our radio display there as well, so you can actually see your own signal strength instead of taking my word for it. So anyway, feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. And I'd love to have another conversation with you. We don't get into that part of the world too often. Nice to hear the Milwaukee area, not that far away, of course. And we certainly have a few things to talk about, the 10 Tech and the Hex Beam. We could certainly go on, no doubt. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Do appreciate it very much. Please come back anytime you hear us. And we'd love to have another chat. So we'll say 7-3 for now, and see if there's a few others out there. November 9, Delta Bravo, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
7-3, Randy.
All right, take care. QRZ, do we have any other stations, please?
November 3 Tango Whiskey Hotel Tango. November 3 Tango Foxtrot Sierra.
Okay, November 3 Tango Foxtrot Sierra. I think I might have heard you earlier. Edgar, is that right there? Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Randy. Gee whiz, I'm glad you're picking me up here. I'm not using any heat over here. I just have a 7300 with a 100 watts, so I hope I'm making the trip to you halfway decent.
I'll tell you what, Edgar, you're 5 and 9. Nice to hear you from Landover, Maryland. First time we've been into Maryland this evening. Or even on 40 meters. We've been into Maryland too much. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody in Landover. Got a good, been through there several times. Alexandria, of course, and Capitol Heights. I'm sure you're familiar with those as well. We had a chance to live out there years ago, a little bit south of you, but had a lot of friends up in that area. Had a chance to go up there many times. So things are going well for you this evening. I do appreciate you giving us a call. Again, I thought maybe you may have called earlier. It's really kind of hard to hear when there's multiple stations. We try to pull the calls the best we can, and we like to make sure we give everybody their time that they're due and be respectful of everybody's time as well. So, yeah, you got the name right. Again, if you weren't heard, the QTH, we're just outside of Kansas City, Missouri. And nice to hear you. I hope things are going well in your world there. Go ahead.
Yes, Randy, everything is working pretty good on this end. Yeah, I didn't make a call for you before, and but we got you delivered the guys with those high-powered systems. Sometimes it's hard for a little guy to get in there, And but anyway, I'm glad that you look at the guys who barely get in there, and I appreciate that. So you seem like you're an all-around guy. You don't just pick out the guys with the heavy power and leave the little guys alone. Some people do that, but you seem to be a all-around diverse individual. Right now it's about 43 degrees, and in the morning it's going to drop a little bit, but we had a nice day today. It was about 55 and a little breezy, but it was nice, and yeah, I think
You're doing a great job, Steve. Keep it up.
and Glenard, Maryland, and just mill around down here in the radio room. We have a radio station in the American Legion, November 3 Tango Alpha radio station, and so yeah, we have a night when we do special events, and the last one we did was we have a veteran day and other events we always do, and so we have a good time, N3TFS, back to you, Randy.
Well, that's great, Edgar. Glad to hear you guys are that involved back there, and you've got a lot of different outlets, and you're also reaching out to the different parts of the community. And I will say this, and I appreciate your sentiments earlier about the little guy. What we do try to do, at least either at the top of the hour or bottom of the hour, we do like to take a standby and see if there are any QRP portables or mobiles. And sometimes we forget, we get in the heat of battle, so to speak, but we do like to make sure we set some time aside for those stations. We were able to do that the other night, had a 5-watt portable QRP station outside of Cleveland, and we had a nice conversation. So we certainly try to do that. We don't stop stalling, or we don't stop trying to grab any call. We try to pull them out the best we can. And again, you call me, you've got something to say. So we don't like to do 5-9 QRZ. We'd like to give you some time and see how things are going in your part of the world, see what's been happening, and then we just kind of move on to the next operator and so forth. That's kind of how we like to do things here. There, Roger.
Yeah, I hear that. That's great. That's for sure. Okay, Randy, KRWB, I believe, and thanks for coming back to me. I appreciate it, and I know some other guys out there standing by. So thank you very much, and you have a blessed one. And we're going to catch up with you on the band a little later, that's for sure. N3TFS 73, and we're quite happy to be ready.
Well, no problem at all, Edgar. We're glad that we were able to connect with you. Feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. Again, in the evenings, generally speaking, if we're out here on the air, we also have our YouTube channel up, which we are live right now on YouTube. If you'd like to listen to our QSO, you can go to YouTube, just put in my call in the search bar, and look for the video with today's date on it. We date all of our videos. Feel free to give a look and a listen, but it was really nice to hear you out of Landover. Have a great weekend coming up, and hopefully we'll have a chance to reconnect here in a short period of time. But by gosh, don't hesitate to give us a call if you hear us out there. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. November 3, Tango Foxtrot Sugar. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, Edgar. 7-3.
7-3.
All right, take care. QRZ, do we have any other stations, please? Come with your call.
Whiskey 9. Mike Charlie Kilo.
The Mike Charlie Kilo, standby 1. There was a Whiskey 9 station first.
Yeah, Whiskey 9, Bravo Papa Delta.
Whiskey 9, Bravo Papa Delta. Boy, say that 3 times fast. Brian, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Randy. It's been a while since we talked. May 12th of 21, I guess. We were on 7213, and you were at Tabletop Lake, and you were doing the mobile thing there. So hope things are going well for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I that was a great time. It was, I think that was, we did a little trial a couple weeks ahead before that, not too far from the home QTH. But then we took the show on the road down to Table Rock Lake, and the resort we stayed at, we kind of hit it to them once we got there, and asked them if we could, set up an antenna and do this and this, and they were just overwhelmed. They said, "Oh, we'd love to have that," and I said, "Well, I'd love to be able to, talk about your resort here as well." And I'm sure you probably remember some of the stuff we were talking about. But yeah, it was a great time, and I was really surprised. We're able to make quite a few contacts. And we've done a few more portables since that time. We even had some out in Colorado last year for about 10 days. That was a lot of fun. But here we are, in the end of February, back in the QTH. We've done a consolidation here. We had 2 locations in the house, Studio A and B, and now it's just called the Studio. And so here we are on the air, and it's a Friday night, so this is 40-meter Fridays. And, we're just going to make some contacts tonight, Brian, and see how it goes the rest of the evening there, Roger.
Well, very good, Randy. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of QSB going on now. I'm not to stay on long. I just heard you. I actually heard you in there last night, and so I didn't get a chance to come back to you because it faded out on me. But heard you in here tonight, so I thought I'd give you a shout. Thanks for picking me up, and I'll let you get on to some other guys out there because I know there's a lot of them out there. So K0, Red, White, and Blue. This is Whiskey 9, Bravo Papa Delta. Wishing you a 73, and hope to catch you on down the log. I'm sure we will. So have a good evening there, Randy.
Okay, Brian. Well, again, but right before you go, the title of the question of the night is, and do you have a remote setup, or is it something you're looking at doing in the future?
Possibly in the future.
Okay, fair enough. It seems to be kind of coming to the forefront here. We've actually talked to quite a few the last couple of weeks that are running remote stations from time to time, or looking at getting into it. We're kind of doing that ourselves, and I thought, hey, this would be a great conversation starter tonight, just to see who's interested, who has a setup, what they like about it, what they don't like about it. So I appreciate your response. We're going to write that down. We'll do our tally at the end of the night. But yeah, we've had off and on the last couple of months, Brian, nobody's fault but my own, but sometimes life gets in the way. We're hoping things have calmed down and we can spend a little bit more time out here in the evenings and a little bit of 20 in the afternoon. So sorry it took so long to reconnect, but here we are. And always nice to get you in the log. So we're halfway there. Remember I told you before, you get 4 contacts in the log, you become a regular in my book. You get all the perks and benefits, and we just have a big party, throw confetti in your name. So I know you got to run, but we do appreciate you giving us a call. Nice to hear you again. You're right, May 13th of last year. So I'm glad we had a chance to have a chat this evening. Hey, enjoy the weekend. You and yours be safe, be well, Brian, as always, and we'll look forward to the next time around. Whiskey 9, Bravo Bravo Papa Delta, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Brian. Have a good evening.
73, Randy, and can't wait for the confetti.
Yeah, that's what they all say. No problem. Well, you take care of 7-3s. Hey, the other station standing by, I hope you're still there, ending in Mike Charlie Kilo. If you're still there, sir, give me the complete call.
Roger, Kilo 5, Mike Charlie Kilo. The name is Buddy in Southwest Mississippi. Roger.
All right, Buddy in Southwest Mississippi. Boy, now, you just made my night. That is one place I have a hard time getting into, is those southern states. I do okay in Georgia, Alabama a little bit, but boy, Mississippi, Louisiana, I don't know if it's timing or the angle or whatever, but good evening to you, sir. Nice to hear you. The name here is Randy, and our QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Roger. You are sounding good in Mississippi tonight, sir. You're 5 and 9, but the voice is booming, and you sound great, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. I wish I could take credit for it, but you know, it's this darn equipment. I think we were fortunate we were able to find a good pairing between the radio and the microphone, and we did have a little help with the internal EQ settings. So good for the good or for the bad. This is what we sound like. So it's just the way it works. But yeah, you're doing okay here as well. We've got you a little about 10 over 9 here in the Kansas City. The logger shows us about 580 miles as a straight line between us. So I guess that puts you pretty close to the border as well there, Roger.
Roger. It's about maybe 15 miles to the Louisiana border south of here, Roger.
I'll be darned. How about that? And how far to the east would you say you are of Interstate 55?
I am 20 miles east of Interstate 55.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good location, not too far from the border, and jump up on the interstate. So that's pretty cool. So tell us about the equipment. What are you running this evening?
Roger. I have a ICOM 706 MK2G and a G5 RV antenna in a tree out front, about 35 feet up, running 100 watts, and I'm brand new to HF. I've been on HF for about 6 weeks now. And talking every night to somebody, and it's been really great, Roger.
Yeah, 5 minutes. My apologies there. We had a split second where the frequency jumped on me, but got 90% of it. Yeah, the G5 is a very popular antenna and works really quite well. That's the nice thing about 40 meters. 100 watts in a wire really goes a long way on this band, especially, and it seems to be quite quiet this evening, at least here as my receive. So that's probably why you sound so good. I think that's really awesome. Again, I don't know what it is. I know there's operators down there. I don't know if it's timing or just what, but you know, it's one of the contacts that we seem to have a hard time getting into. So yeah, I'd have to say you kind of made my evening there, Roger.
Roger. Well, I appreciate that. I'm still, like I say, new to this, and I'm trying to talk to all the states, and I think I have about 25 or 26, about half of them, and I've really been enjoying it. You know, wish I got into it, a long time ago, Roger.
You know what they say, better late than never. Yeah, it is a terrific hobby. I'm not sure how long you've actually been out here on the airwaves, but it doesn't take too long to really figure out that you'll meet some of the greatest people in the world, and it's really nice to have this big ham community. By and large, everybody's really supportive of each other, and you won't have you certainly won't lack for opinions, and I certainly. I like that because I don't know everything about all the different equipment and radios, antennas, and so forth, but there's a lot of people out there that do, buddy, and I have no problems asking questions. That's kind of where I've gotten to this point. I ask a lot of questions, what works, what doesn't work, what do you like, what you don't like, and you kind of get to the point where, hey, this is the direction I want to go or what have you, so it is a great hobby. We've decided to kind of add a little bit to amateur radio. Like I said, we're doing a live stream on YouTube right now. We do that here in the evenings. So we're taking YouTube and ham radio and putting them both together. And we're using some software that allows us to put our radio display up on our YouTube channel so you can actually go and see your own signal report. You can see your own audio wave pattern to see where your highs and your lows are at. And I think people have really enjoyed it. We enjoy doing it, and as long as that happens, we just keep on playing, keep on keeping on there, Roger.
Roger. I enjoy watching YouTube videos. I try to watch some every night. And just to tell you a little story.
Good evening, Reed. How's things going there? Alpha Bravo 8, Alpha Sierra. Nice to hear you in West Virginia. We've got a extra microphone going tonight. Hope everybody's doing well.
With all my radio equipment, Roger.
Oh, that's great. Hey, good for you. That's terrific. Well, I will say this. You got a good radio. That 706 is really a terrific radio. You know, it doesn't matter what size it is in the home QTH, but boy, it's really handy to take it mobile or portable there, Roger.
Roger. That's the first thing that caught my eye when I saw this radio. I picked it up at a ham fest in Hammond, Louisiana, back in January, and the size of it caught my eye because being in a camper, I was needing something kind of small, and it fitted just right, Roger.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's amazing, you know, a small package has that kind of punch. And, you know, the radio has been around for many, many years, and they're just as good now as they were when they came out. You know, some of the newer radios do things a little bit differently, but, you know, by and large, they all do the same thing, and it's transmit and receive. But you don't see many manufacturers making a small radio like that. So, you know, again, it's really easy to put in a small space. And, you know, generally speaking, if you don't tell people what you're running, they wouldn't know because it sounds like it's supposed to sound. So that's the great thing about it. So, hey, buddy, I'll let you go. We've got a limited time tonight. But one thing I did want to ask you before we go, our title or our question of the night is do you have a remote set up, or is this something you're looking at doing in the future by chance?
I do not have one. I have been thinking about it, but as far as preparation or anything, no, sir, I have not. But it is a thought, Roger.
Oh, yeah, fine business. Well, it seems to be really gaining some traction, that a lot of people are doing that. We're actually kind of looking at that ourselves. We've got some friends that run remote stations, and you can certainly see some of the appeal to it, some of the advantages and so forth. And we do try to come up with either a different topic or a question of the night when we're doing our live stream. And that's something we thought we'd do tonight here on 40 Meter Fridays. But we appreciate your input, and very nice to have a chance to chat with you, buddy. Like I said, first contact, and nice to hear Mississippi. It really is. Feel free to come back anytime. If you hear us out here, especially in the evenings, by all means, give us a call. Hopefully we'll have a good propagation between us like we do right now. Again, you've been really solid at 10 over just about the entire time. So the G5RE, the 706 on 100 watts is doing a great job here into Kansas City. Again, if you hear us again, by all means, give us a call, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off this time around. So don't be a stranger. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And by all means, look for us again. We'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo 5, Mike, Charlie Kilo, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Buddy, have a good evening.
Roger.
Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, South Carolina.
The more enjoyable conversation.
Yeah, stand by. Let him clear, guys.
I've really enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later. K0RWB, K5MCK, 73.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. The pleasure is all mine. You take care, my friend. Have a good evening. We'll go ahead and clear with him. I think I heard a Whiskey 4 station. Try it again, please.
Yeah, Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo. Been a little while since we talked, Randy. How's everything going tonight?
Oh, you know, we're not going to complain. Hey, we're here. We got a microphone in front of us, and we're just having a good evening. We're having a great time. How are things in your world?
Well, we've been playing around. I'm on a new to us radio. I'm on a Flex 5000. Got a Heil Pro Set 6 headset on it, and feeding the Henry 2KD to a G5RV tonight. So it's good hearing you on. Boy, we've missed you about the last 3 or 4 times you were on. I never know when you're going to be on. I just happened to notice tonight that you're up and running, so had to jump in here and say hello.
Well, I'll tell you, good signal. Oh, you're almost 20 over. So I'd say that the Flex 5000 is doing a great job for you. Are Are you still in there? Did we drop out altogether? Gosh, I hope not. Hope that flex is still working. Well, we'll try it one more time here. Let's see. Don't tell me that Flex 5000 went south on you, because you don't go from 20 over to nothing. Hopefully nothing's happening on your end there. We'll try it one more time.
Well, perhaps you should wait until you call QRZ.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to try to get that there. We don't want to have any issues with our friend, and hate to move on until we've got ourselves cleared there. So hopefully Dr. Fred is in there yet. Hope he doesn't have any issues. We'll try it one more time, and then we'll probably clear. I appreciate that, operator. We'd love to get you in there as well. Thank you for the courtesy for that. Let's see if he's still in there. Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo. Are you still in there? Hopefully that 5000's back up and running. Well, he's not coming back. So we're trying to give him some time, but that's okay. I know there's others out there, and I appreciate guys standing by. But again, we want to be respectful of everybody's time here. So maybe he'll come back around. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll move on here and see if we can get a few more. QRZ, please. Any other stations? The Kilo Charlie 8 station, please.
Hi, Randy. Glenn here in West Milton, Ohio.
Okay, Glenn, give me the rest of the call. I had a couple other stations coming at the same time. I want to make sure I get it in the log correctly.
Yes, Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Alpha.
Yep, I thought so. Just wanted to make sure. Nothing worse than having a bad call. And they say, well, we talked before. And I said, no, I don't have you in the log. So we want to make sure that it's straight. So what's happening in Ohio? What's going on in your part of the world?
Oh, just being cold, and heard you in here. Talked to you a couple times before, so I thought I'd stop by and say hi again. Got a different radio from the last time I talked to you. Went ahead and bit the bullet and bought myself an FTDX 10 here.
Oh, now you're getting the picture. Now, when my grandfather used, now you're cooking with gas. Now you've made the right decision. And you know what? That actually works out well, because this is the fourth contact. And you know what happens with the fourth contact?
Well, no, I don't.
Well, I thought I mentioned that to you before, Glenn. If you get 4 contacts on my log, you become a regular, and you get all the perks and benefits, and we have a big party, throw confetti in your name.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I've looked for you a few other times, but must not have looked very hard. I really like this radio, and I'm getting ready to put together a DX Commander antenna, so we'll see what that does.
Well, hey, good for you. So how long have you had the radio? Are you running a stock mic or a different microphone?
Yep, this is just a stock mic, and had it for about 3-4 weeks maybe. And, I really am enjoying this radio.
Yeah, well, good for you. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better receiver. And if I tell you what, you've got to love that DNR, that digital noise reduction. I'm running it right now because we got some bacon going on, at least here in my QTH. And it's nice to have the digital noise reduction. That's also adjustable. But yeah, a terrific receiver. I do like having the DVI port in the back, so you can run a external monitor if you wanted to. So, hey, congratulations and welcome to the club.
Well, I've become more of a Yaesu fan here in the later years. Used to run Kenwoods all the time, and I keep finding Yaesu radios I like. So, got 3 of them now. That's the 891, and I just bought a 300DR for the 2-meter 440 mobile.
Oh, terrific! No, that's great. We've had several other operators here in the last week or so that we've talked with that have recently gotten the FTDX10, and they seem to really enjoy them. You know, it's a little bit of a different radio than some of the others. It's not so much. I have a second one that we use for portable ops and those kind of things. But yeah, it's a really great radio in a small package. really nice screen, great display, has lots of features, and I think Yaesu did really well putting this radio together.
Yep, I agree. Hoping I got the equalizer and everything set for the microphone and how the audio sounds. I played with it a little bit and took some suggestions from some other people, and haven't so far got a bad audio report, but maybe there's something else I can do with it to tweak it.
Well, yeah, there always is, of course, and but you got to remember, we're not dealing with a whole lot of width. We've only got 3 kc of audio we're working with, so you're kind of limited. Having the 3 EQs, thanks, Todd. Having those 3 EQs, getting them adjusted just right, and it really all depends, of course, on the different microphones you're using. Generally, the stock mic and some of the other Heil microphones automatic have a really low amount of bass, so sometimes you got to take that out and you got to you kind of push the highs up and what have you. But once you get there, you get it dialed in. You can save your settings on your SD card, and you never have to worry about touching them again. So it's really, really nice. Once you get it set, it really works. The stock microphones right out of the gate aren't really that bad. They're really, really pretty good microphones. And if it works for you, then keep on using it. Of course, we're doing our live stream. So if you want to listen to the radio yourself, you can go to my channel, which is my call, and you can go back and listen to our playback that we're doing right now, of course. And then you can listen to it for yourself, Glenn, to see if it sounds good to you, if there's some changes you want to make or what have you. You can certainly do that. But, that's one reason why we like doing this. And you're a prime example. A relatively new radio, trying to get things set up and so forth. How does it sound? Well, I'm not a very good gauge of people's audio, and I never claim to be one. But if you listen to it for yourself, you can be your own judge there, Roger.
Yeah, I think I'll go hook up the computer and try and listen for me and see how I sound. I'm taking up time from other guys there. I just wanted to say hi.
Steve, where's he at on the timestamp?
Let you go and grab a few more there. Thanks for coming back to me, and we'll try and catch you again. KEC8LA 73.
Oh, my pleasure, Glenn. Glad to do it. Yeah, if you get a chance, give a look and a listen. The easiest way probably is just go right to YouTube, go to the search bar, and just put in my call, and look for the video with today's date on it. I got to change that date there. I've got 24, but it's actually 25. But it'll be the only one. We don't have anything other than that. And about an hour and 3 minutes, you could fast forward to that part, Glenn. I think that would get you pretty close. Steve says an hour or 1:28, something like that. But yeah, give it a look and a listen if you get a chance. See what you think so yourself. If you want to make some changes or whatever, do that. And by all means, come back anytime. We'd love to help you with it. But again, welcome aboard. Congratulations on the rig. I don't have to tell you how nice it is. I'm sure you're starting to figure it out yourself. Anyway, this is number 4. Welcome aboard the regular status. Nice to hear you. And I know we're going to have many more contacts yet this year. You take care. Thanks for giving us a call. Enjoy your Friday night. Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Alpha Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Glenn. Take care. Okay, QRZ, any other stations, please? Come with your call.
K9 CVO.
K9, try it again.
Kilo, Niner, Charlie, Victor, Oscar, QSL.
Now, why would I do that? Why would I ask for that call, Ken?
I don't know why you would do that. How are you this evening?
Man, it's good to hear you out there. How have you been, brother? It's been a while.
I've been good. Been busy at work and just kind of enjoying myself there, QSL.
Oh, good for you, man. Hey, nice signal again. 20 over as usual. As usual. Get everything dialed in, of course. That's terrific. Yeah, we're kind of the same way. I can't believe it's been August. That's what it's showing in the log here. But hey, it's amazing. Time flies when you're having fun, so to speak. That's the way it works. But we thought 2021 was kind of crazy, and so far 2022 hasn't been the greatest for us either. We'd like to think we're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope it just goes smoothly from this point forward. But yeah, we're finally getting the chance to get in front of the microphone here in the evenings. So we're trying to get out here tonight and have a few QSO, see how things are doing, kind of see what's going on in people's worlds there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I was kind of wondering what was going on with you there, QSO.
Yeah, other people said that, and I'm thinking, well, why would people really be, I mean, I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but I keep telling the wife, I'm just a guy from Missouri who likes to play radio. I mean, I'm nobody special. I mean, I appreciate it. I enjoy having conversations with everybody, but I didn't realize that I would be missed for anything there. Go ahead.
Yeah, you missed. You're very, very much missed out there. Yeah, I was kind of, actually just the other day, I was like, man, I wonder what happened to him. I wonder what's going on with him there, QSF.
Well, we're out here the first of the month. We had some renovations and things in January, December timeframe. I think the first of the month we were on the air. And then we had a visitor. His name was COVID. And actually it was his brother. This was the second time. But then the really cool thing about him showing up is he decided to talk to me and the YL, so we both got to share it at the same time. So that kind of put a little damper on getting in front of the microphone. But we're certainly on the mend. We feel much, much better, and I really hope from this point forward we don't have to deal with it again there, Roger.
Roger. Okay, I can definitely understand that. I'm glad that you and the missus are doing okay and kind of, shaking that off on the side there, QSL.
Yeah, it's not something I would want to share with anybody, and I'm certainly not looking forward to ever happening again. But if you have to, then you have to. We were fortunate enough, just a couple of days that were kind of severe. The rest of them really wasn't too bad. Not like the first time, of course, different variant, of course. I don't want to go into that too much, but yeah, it's done and over with. It just kind of put a little damper. You don't feel good. You don't want to get in front of the microphone. If you don't want to get in front of the microphone, then you don't get to talk to anybody. And so we wanted to make sure that when we came back out, we were ready to go. I try to be upbeat, say hi to everybody, have a good conversation, and kind of go that route. So I'd like to think we've finally done it, and here we are in 2022.
Roger on that there. Well, yeah, you definitely done it. Definitely doing a good job coming back this way as well. And I already know, well, matter of fact, you already know I got a FTDX10. And I hear you talking on one too there, QSL.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, again, you're part of the club. And I know you've got your dialed in. For a brief moment there, you were 30 over. You got to stop doing that. You're killing my ears. We always seem to have a good pipeline between us. There's no doubt, and we're not that far apart. Little less than 400 is what the logger's showing by a straight line. So I don't know if we'd ever have an opportunity where we really couldn't connect. I mean, it'd have to be some really, really bad propagation. Just because the signals are so strong between us. But I hope everything's going well for you up there. Hope the week wasn't too bad. It's a Friday, of course. We love doing 40-meter Fridays. The title of the topic tonight, I want to get your input, of course, is do you have a remote setup, or is it something you're looking at doing in the future?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm probably looking at doing that later in the future. Right now, I'm just kind of enjoying this home-brewed, not a home-brewed amplifier, but I got another amplifier a couple of weeks ago. So I'm really kind of enjoying that. But yeah, as far as remote, I definitely look forward to doing that there, QSL.
That's great. No, that's great. Again, the reason I'm mentioning it is just in the last couple of weeks, we've talked to quite a few people, and several today, that have remote setups, and I can really see kind of the benefits to it. It does have a certain amount of appeal. There's one station I talked with earlier out of New York, and they've got some limitations and restrictions. Some people deal with HOAs, and if you've got a friend that's in the country or has some other property or something that allows you to set something up, who cares where you're at? You can you could operate just like you're sitting at home. So it's something that we're looking at as well. We'd have to change a little bit of equipment to be able to do it and do it right the way we want. But it is something that seems to be gaining some traction. So we thought we would make that as a good topic or a good question to ask tonight. So I certainly appreciate the input there, Ken.
Roger. Yeah, I don't know what happened that last go around, but I don't know if propagation is changing or something maybe on my end or something, but the signal really dropped down there, QSL.
Yeah, I can see it moving around a little bit, but you're still 10 over. You don't have to be 20, 10 over. You can be 5 and 5 as long as I can hear you. Yeah, I understand. We're not pushing out a lot tonight. We're only doing about 400. We're on the backup amplifier. We didn't want to change things around, so it seems to be enough to get out. We'll leave it like this for the rest of the night. Hopefully it'll work for us.
Roger on that there. Yeah, we definitely looking at going a different kind of direction where we could work the station remotely. But right now, I think we're just at home so much, we really don't have time to get into that pretty much there, QSL.
Oh, no, I totally understand. Yeah, again, we're kind of looking at it. I certainly enjoy going out and doing some portable operations. We did quite a bit of that last summer and really had a good time with it. It's a lot of work, to get things set up, make sure you've got all the cables, the connections, and all that kind of stuff. And once you get set up,